Well, hello everybody. Here I am in beautiful Florida again. It is now 80 degrees out and a beautiful, beautiful day. Walking around this park, and it's just a great place to walk. And I love my little walk and talks. I hope you do too. So today we're going to discuss a traditional business versus an online business. Now, I have a little bit of background in this because I've owned two businesses before. I've been a CEO twice, and most of my life has been in management. So I can relate of what a business owner goes through, a traditional business owner goes through. And I remember years ago, I started to get into the jewelry industry at 12 years old. Yep, believe it or not. And I opened up my first jewelry store when I was 18, my second one when I was 20. Now my first one I opened up in Pennsylvania, Altoona, Pennsylvania. A little small town, population maybe 60,000 people at the time. And the second store was opened in Temple Terrace, Florida. When we finally moved down to Florida and made it a permanent move, I opened one up there right on Bush Boulevard. And what's interesting is I was in the industry for 10 years once I opened up the stores. However, you wouldn't believe what goes through opening up a conventional business. Wow. Well, for one thing, it takes you many years to acquire hundreds of thousands of dollars of paid off jewelry that you own that you can resell, because if you don't have inventory, you're screwed. You have nothing to show to your customers. And without selection, you also have nothing to sell to your customers, right? So you've got to have a massive selection. Not a cheap industry to get into. So bottom line is, I remember one particular day, and it was a real gamble for me. One particular day, I was running my store in Altoona, Pennsylvania. It was my first store. And I decided to go all big and market a diamond sale we had that was going on for a 3-day event. Okay? Now, the local newspaper then, this is years ago now, we didn't have much internet. The local newspaper then was hounding me to run this ad, and I ran a full page ad. Full page. It looked beautiful. Reverse process, it was all black with white letters, and it really got your attention. Obviously, they had no color print then. And it was a big gamble for me because I was a small business owner, okay? It was $2,000 for a day. One day. Because I don't know if you know anything about newspapers, but one day they're red, the next day they end up on your coffee grounds. So people don't keep newspapers, okay? At least they didn't then. And what was interesting about it is it was a $2,000 risk for me. Risk. Now, we ran the ad. And of course, in jewelry store, we were downtown location. So in jewelry store, everything is about people traveling locally to get to your store. They don't travel from out of town to come to a jeweler typically. They like to deal with local people. So you have your local community, and then you have your walk-in traffic. People just walking by the store, seeing the store. Hey, I have a jewelry repair I need to do. I got a ring I need to size. I need to pick out a new diamond, pick out something for the wife, a new necklace. So there's all those different things, right? Well, what's interesting is this $2,000 ad made me about $7,000 to $8,000. Wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot considering what I paid for the ad. Now listen to this. Listen to the moral of this story, okay? I call that the flash in the pan ad because it literally was. It's a big hit. You throw it out there. You spend crazy amounts of money to show it. And all of a sudden, bam, in 24 hours, that ad is gone because it's not in the next day's paper. It's gone. You've got one day. What's interesting is, though, is that I ran a small little classified ad in the same newspaper, but I ran it for a month. I paid a month at a time, and it was only a couple $100 a month. It was like $200 or $300. And I ran it for jewelry repairs because I know that when people want jewelry repairs to happen, chain soldered, ring-sized, diamond reset. It gives you walk-in traffic for new purchases. Aha, right? That little 30-day ad that cost me a couple $100 probably made me tens of thousands of dollars. Now, what's the moral of the story? Go slow. Don't go big, go slow. Small is not necessarily not powerful. A little small ad like that made me tens of thousands of dollars in net profit for a couple $100 a month. I ran that thing for months, and it just kept pulling money in. First thing I'd ask people, where'd you hear of us? I saw your ad in the classified section. Really? Great. I knew right away. It came from that little ad. The $2,000 ad, oh man, that was a big gamble. That was scary because that was a lot of money for me then. It still was profitable, thank God, but I never did it again. I never did it again because it wasn't as much value as a little ad. Well, if I compared what I had to get involved in a new business now today, a brick and mortar, and that's why I have the domain name Click and Order, because everything now is click and order. It's not brick and mortar anymore. You don't go down to shops anymore. I mean, you do, but not as much. Everything's online now. Everything is at your fingertips. It's delivered to your door in a day or two, right? Sometimes same day, depending on what city you're in. So everything is click and order now instead of brick and mortar. But if I had to start a new brick and mortar now, let's say I wanted to start, I don't know, let's say I want to start a barbershop, okay? And you can see, I really am a great client. Seriously. Hey, you trade in that hair for solar panels, you wouldn't believe how much energy you have. Just kidding. So let's say I start a barbershop, okay? A barbershop would require, if I didn't have the cash up front to buy a building, I'd have to lease it, wouldn't I? That's a couple thousand a month. Maybe even for a small barbershop, it's going to cost me at least probably $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000 a month just to lease that barbershop, right? So let's say $2,000 hypothetically. Then I got to buy the chairs. Got to have the chairs. How many barber stations do you need? Let's say I open up one with 3 barber stations. Those chairs are $2,000 a piece. Now I got $6,000 in just chairs. Now my landlord's going to want my first, last, and probably a deposit, right? Because he doesn't trust me. He doesn't know me. He wants money up front to secure it, to make sure I'm not going to skip out on him, and I'm going to sign a lease. Then you have mirrors. You got to have mirrors, right? Probably going to have to put a fresh coat of paint inside of it. You're going to have that little barber wheel that spins out front, right? If you want to make it look like a real barber shop, right? Now, here's another big problem. You're going to have really good, skilled, qualified barbers that are willing to lease a chair from you every month. And you hope and pray they're really good, because if they're not, it's going to scare your clientele away. If they get a bad cut, they ain't coming back, folks. They ain't coming back. I'm sorry. So, okay, so let's assume that we found 3 qualified barbers that were skilled. If I don't start marketing that business heavily, they're not going to have any business walking in on the street. They're not going to have any business pulling up to the parking lot and going in and getting their hair cut. And guess what? In a couple months, you're not going to have any barbers, because no one is going to stay and pay you rent when you can't get foot traffic coming in for them to do their haircuts to make their money back for their rent. Does it make sense? Does it make logical sense to you? So now I have probably tens of thousands of dollars invested, and then I have to go on a really hard, explosive budget in advertising to get people to know about my barbershop. Now, do you stop advertising? A sign of business going out of business is when they have no sign. And what that means is that if you're not advertising perpetually, you're not out in front of your potential audience or your existing audience. They think you went out of business. Oh, I haven't seen their ad for months. They must have gone out. They don't know, right? So you've got to perpetually advertise. So let's say your advertising budget is, I don't know, $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Actually, that's lean. Let's say it's $2,000 or $3,000 a month. You know how much money you'd have to make for you to start making a profit as a business owner? I'll tell you, folks, traditional businesses, they're really struggling right now because they're competing with click and order. They're competing with click and order. People getting online, finding 10 different merchants that sell that product. They find the best price. Bam, they order it. They whip out the debit card or attach it. It's done. It's there in 2 days. It's at their doorstep the next day, right? How in the world can you compete with that? Now, obviously, I'm talking about a service industry. You can't get a haircut online. You can book a haircut online, but you can't get one, right? Because they physically have to touch you. They have to cut your hair. But think about every other type of business out there. 99% of them, you can get everything online. So let me ask you, let's compare this for a moment. Why aren't you getting your income online? Why not? Why are you thinking so hard about starting up a business? All you're doing is creating a debt initially, a big debt. You're taking a lottery gamble, hoping and praying it's going to pay off. And then you're going to spend countless hours trying to make it work and figure it out as you go. But you don't have the budget. Most people don't. Why do people get into a business? Because they want to make a living for themselves, right? They're not independently wealthy already. They wouldn't start a business at all. But if you're the working class and you're just trying to make ends meet and you're trying to do better for your family and raise up your income each year, why not think about an online business? In fact, mine takes 45 minutes a day, and I'm done. I get up this morning to more money than most people see in their paycheck working an 8, 10, 12-hour day. Now, I'm not boasting. I'm not going to give you any figures because that's irrelevant at this point, because my paycheck doesn't go in your pocket and doesn't pay your bills. It pays mine. And I've done a lot of research on the online business that I got involved in, and it started out really slow. And yes, it took an investment. Yes, it takes money. You know my saying, if it's free, it's not for me. Folks, stop trying to find the instant lottery wins online and trying to find these free businesses. They don't work. Their value is this. I'm telling you. But if you spend a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 to get started online, and all of a sudden you find a program that's just exploding and it makes that money back very, very quickly, that's the type of business to get involved in because you can leverage it. See, that's another thing too. With a barbershop, I can't leverage that. I can't make it grow. I have no additional room to put another chair to make me more money and to bring in more clients. So I actually have to open up a second location. That's more expenses. May or may not be profitable. It's all about location, location, location when you own a business. I was very, very blessed and very fortunate by God that my location in downtown Altoona was successful for so many years, and it's because of the foot traffic. I had more foot traffic than I had people driving to my store. They'd just walk right in because downtown was a hustling little hub. During lunchtime, they'd come in and drop things off and pick things up and buy things. That's just the way downtown was then. Now, I hear it's an absolute ghost town. So compare that to an online business. An online business, let me just compare it to my online business. We teach people how to build massive email marketing lists, and we pay them every week to do it. I have no inventory. I have no products I have to stock and build and buy before I open up the door and turn the key to let the first customer come in my door. I started to make money in less than 2 hours after I joined. 2 hours, folks, 2 hours. And an hour and 14 minutes of that was watching an initial training video so I knew exactly what to do. I can continue to give myself a raise every week, which I do, because I continue to grow my list at 3,000 to 5,000 new people a day. Every single day, I'm adding more and more and more subscribers to my list. Right now, the making of this video, we're up to almost 575,000 subscribers. That's powerful, but you know that's nothing compared to some of our members. In fact, there's a gentleman that posted in our private Facebook group that's just involved in our company. I won't share his name, but I'll tell you his figures. He's been with the company since they started. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary, and he showed me a screenshot of $2,686 for the week. It's the best week he's ever had. And he's going to continue to grow his list to make more and more and more. Now, income disclaimer here, is that typical? Not necessarily. Can you get to that level? Absolutely. It just takes time. He has no secret weapon. He has no secret strategy other than running and growing his business and building a massive, massive email marketing list. That's all there is to it, folks. He sends out same time that I do. Probably doesn't take him any longer to send his list and schedule it than I do. 45 minutes a day, 7 days a week, and we're done. That's all there is to it. It's literally that simple. You think you can do it? Try it. We give a free trial to you. Give you 5,000 subscribers to start. We give you enough list building credits to build up your list even more. We give you enough mail credits to mail to all those people. Go ahead and try our service. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Go over to oktoearn.org. That's spelled oktoearn.org and get your free trial today and see what we do. It is absolutely phenomenal. And yes, I give myself a raise every day, and I give myself a raise every week because I can. I have the power to do that. Could I stay stagnant and just keep it where it's at? Sure I could, but why? Doesn't take any more effort to grow the list. Why not grow it? Why not explode it? You want to see a couple hundred a week? It's not a problem. You want to see a couple thousand a week? Stay with it. The only difference between his list and my list is that it's much, much larger. Will I get to that point? Sure. It's just a matter of time, folks. Anyhow, if you want to see what it looks like, take a look. You owe it to yourself. Stop thinking about this dream of, oh, if I just own my business someday. You already own a business. You just have to sign up for it. You have to join it. Get involved. Learn every single thing you can. Watch every single training video you can on our program. That's what I did. I tore this thing apart. It is the most incredible business concept I have ever seen in my life. And you're not talking to people. You're not selling anything to anybody. You're not using your personal email. Heck, for that matter, all they know is my first name. They don't even know my last name. They don't even know who I am. But they're on my list, and I'm making money from them every day, every hour, and every minute. There's no widgets, gadgets, potions, lotions, pills, powders, and gurus taking your money that's saying, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread. No, it's not. The bread's got mold. You got to get into real business, folks. This thing is incredible. Go over to oktoearn.org. That's spelled oktoearn.org. Sign up. I will send you a welcome email once you join, so you have all my contact information. I don't hide behind your phone screen. I'm a real person. Reach out to me. I'll give you my phone number and my email. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. I've been doing this a long time, and I absolutely love it. I'm not going anywhere with this industry. I'll be here for life. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the beautiful skies and beautiful sunshine that God has given us. Go out and get some vitamin A and D in your skin. You need it. Brings up your serotonin levels, your happy, good feeling levels, right? Got to get out in the sun every day. God bless you. Hope you have a great day today, and we'll see you on the inside of oktoearn.org. Goodbye for now.